Hi there, just wanted to give you a quick video update of what's going on in the markets, and no surprise, the markets have been pretty ugly the last few weeks and few months. In fact, we're in negative territory for the year. The Dow is down close to 6% so far just in the last few months, negative for the year. In fact, all the indexes are negative. Of course, some of the internationals are a lot worse. China is sort of falling apart. Just wanted to let you know that this is not anything to be too alarmed about. This is not the big one. Otherwise, we would be liquidating. Now, as you know, we have a little bit higher concentration of cash, which is good, helping insulate the portfolios a little bit. We're still doing okay, but of course, no one is up this year. You can't expect your portfolio to be up. What you do in times like these is be as defensive as possible, be prepared for the turnaround. Earnings continue to still be good. So I don't think the U.S. is in any risk of a recession or worse. I do think the fourth quarter could very well be pretty strong for stocks because earnings have been good. We have really no inflation whatsoever. Good backdrop for a good, strong fourth quarter. Everyone is nervous right now about the Fed, what they do on September 17th. They want to know if they're going to raise rates. Of course, the fears of if they raise rates, they do so prematurely in a bad economy, which is what happened in 1937. The market crashed in 29, as you know. In 1933, they stimulated. They thought the economy was back. They raised rates in 37. Then they had a subsequent drop, which was just about as bad as 29. So that's the fear that they're going to raise rates prematurely. I do think the Fed wants to raise rates just to show that they can and get off the zero interest rate policy. But I don't think they should. There's literally no inflation. In fact, a very deflationary environment. If you raise rates, you're going to even hurt that even more. Internationally, China's falling apart. I don't think the U.S. economy is any risk of that. We really have no inflationary pressure. Wages are where they were in the late 90s. Commodity prices continue to drop. They're where they were in the 70s. So there's no inflation whatsoever. We're just seeing a lot of uneasiness on what they do and whether the Fed will raise rates. I think either direction, whatever they decide on September 17th, that may be the low for this market and then take off into the fourth quarter. Of course, we're always prepared, always got one hand on the sell button if necessary. Invest for need, not for greed. I don't think this is the big one, but if it turns out that it is, we want to be ready for it. Be as defensive as possible, but try to make money in any market at the same time. So, long story short, it's been an ugly year across the board, but money management is long term. We have to look over a market cycle. Market cycles anywhere from 12 to 24, 36 months, and you've got to give it time. Try not to pay attention too much on the short term because we're going to have bounces. And quite frankly, I'm excited about a little correction. We're so far down 6%. I'd love to see it down 10%. In fact, I'd love to see it down even more. I'd like to see if we could get a 10, 15% correction, I think we would bounce, and that would be very positive. So I don't anticipate really that much. I believe we'll probably get the 8 to 10% we seem to get every summer. We're in the middle of the summer doldrums. August is just all the traders are in the Hamptons. All investors are traveling. It's not as big a deal, but it is ugly when you look at your monthly statements, and I know that. And but just be patient, understand long term, know that we're on the ball and doing everything and managing everything as tactically as possible. If you have any questions whatsoever, please give me a call. I don't want you to worry about it or think about it. If you probably should get together for a review, just give me a call. And if you need anything at all, we're always here for you. Make sure you listen to the radio show because I talk about the most up-to-date market events. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.